Hi, good evening everyone. This is CY. Right, if you are first time joining my channel, right, my channel is all about having fun making coffee. Right, yesterday I did an unboxing of the DF64 grinder, and today we're going to find out more about this grinder. Right, what are the various grind size that can be obtained from this espresso grinder. Right, so the machine itself by default comes with a stainless steel burr set, and from my initial testing yesterday, I think that the original stainless steel burr is actually pretty good. Right, so you may want to try, if you have this grinder, you may want to try to play around with the stainless steel burr first before maybe you upgrade to a titanium coated burr or even the SSB burr. So of course the choice is yours, right? But I'm going to start playing with the original default stainless steel burr set first. Right, so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to adjust the adjustment dial here, which is the stepless grinder dial here, and try to get the kind of the grind that we are getting at different setting. So I'll start with the coarses, then I'll try to move towards the finer side. I will not be going through all the different settings, which is impossible because of our limited time. But I can see from my setting here, I have a 0 all the way to 90. Is it 90? Yes, 90. So I'll probably do every 10, right? So I'll probably grind 9 times, and we'll see the difference in grind size, right? Okay, so now I'll adjust the grind, right, to 90, right, which is on default the coarses, right? I'm assuming that the center is actually the center here. So if I'm wrong, please correct me, and you may want to comment in the comment section down below to let me know what should be the correct way of getting the coarser setting. But I'm trying to follow the dial here. So now I'm at a coarser setting of 90. Right, let's throw a few bins inside and see the kind of grind size for it. Okay, this may be the old grind, but let me first touch it. This is the normal coarseness I'll be doing for, let's say, pour over. So at the coarsest level, okay, let me see whether I can make it coarser. I can actually go coarser, so let me try it. Okay, let me return to 0, right, and see how it goes. Right, I think the position of the switch at the bottom is a bit inconvenient. I actually prefer the switch to be somewhere here, right? Because when I'm reaching for the cup, if I place the cup there, I actually have to reach underneath to press the button to start it, right? So if the switch is at the side or maybe at the back, right, it'll be a lot easier for me to activate the grinder, right? That's my personal opinion on this. Oh, you can actually go quite coarse. Okay, let me bring you closer. Right, this is the more than 90 setting. Right, so you can see that it's pretty coarse. Right. Yep. Okay, so I think this is probably very good for, I think it's good enough for French press, right? Okay, let's return to 90, right, and grind again. Okay, now it's at 90, so let's try again. Okay. Right, okay, let me bring you closer. Right, right, this is at a setting of 90. Right, this is actually when I turn it anti-clockwise all the way, go back to 0. Right, so you can see that it's coarser definitely. Right, this is actually at 90 settings. Right, so I think some of my viewers actually asked me, can this DF90 do pour over? I think it is possible, right? Because from the setting at 90, I can definitely get quite coarse grind. Right, so now I'll be going to 80. Okay, now let's see 80. Okay, I would say that the difference between the 90 and 80 is actually pretty small. Right, at 80 is still pretty coarse. Right, so let me show you the difference between this is 80 and this is actually 90, right? Right, so you can see for yourself, this is the 90, right, this is 80. Alright, so let's go finer. Let's go 70 now. Let me feel the texture. Yep, I think it's slightly finer. Right, so the 10 on the down, by going by 10, the adjustment is actually not very big. So this, at this cost level, definitely you can do, let me feel. This is still pretty cost, right? Okay, let me bring you closer. Right, this is the 80. Right, this is the 70, right? Okay, it's a bit hard to see from there, but I can feel that the adjustment is actually pretty small, right? Okay, so let's go finer. Let's go to 60 now. I think at 70, you can still, I think this is very good for cold brew, right? It's a bit too coarse for filtered coffee, right? So let me go to 60 now. Oh, I can see that the size is definitely getting finer. Right, this is at 60 now. Right, the texture feel that is finer now. Well, it's still it's finer than before. Right, this is now at 60. Right, the next one, the right hand side is actually the 70. Right, so let's go down further. Let's go to 50 now. Okay, this is at 50. Right, visually I can definitely see a distinction between the 50 and the 60. Right, definitely the grind size is getting smaller. So I think the current grind size is pretty good for pour over or filtered coffee. So at a setting of 50, I think it's pretty good for that already. Right, so let's move on to 40. Okay, let me move this aside. Oh yeah, let me show you. This is actually at 50, right? This is at 60, and this is at 70, right? 80, right? 90, and this is beyond 90, right? Alright, so I have prepared another A4 size paper. Right, so now I'll be going to 40. Whoa. Visually I can see that 40 is definitely finer than slightly finer than before, right? This is probably still pretty good for pour over, right? Right, let me bring you closer. Right, this is at 40, right, versus this one here. This is actually 50. Right, of course, judging from the camera, it's definitely difficult to see the comparison, but that's the best I can do at the moment. Right, I hope I can do better with a sieve or something like that later on. Right, let's go on to 30. Right, the side here is actually not very, it's not smooth, but I think it's not coarse as well, so sometimes it can be a bit slippery when you try to turn this. Right, so now it's at 30. Okay, it's very obvious that the 30 is definitely smaller than the 40, right? Right, so this is the size 40, this is actually size 30, right? Right, let's go down further. Okay, I'm going down to 20. Okay, so now it's at 20. Let's take a look. Right, at 20. It's getting definitely finer. Right, I think the adjustment down is really doing quite a good job in reducing the grind size gradually, right? And the grind has been very consistent, right? So let's go down to 10. Wow, at 10, I think it's already very good for espresso, right? You can see that the grind is definitely very small now, and it's very consistent. Okay, so that is actually a grind size of 10 just now, right? So I think at the grind size of 10, this is actually fine enough for espresso, right? It's actually very consistent, right? When I feel the grind, it's not powdery, right? It's this is actually the ideal grind size for me personally. I feel that this is ideal for espresso, right? So at 10 is actually at the espresso level. So let me go a bit finer, right? Let's go to 5 now. right? So now this is at the grind size of 5. It start to feel powdery already, right? This is almost like slightly coarser than flour, right? But it's very close, right? This is actually already very fine, right? Yep. Okay, so let's go. Okay, let me show you, right? Right, this is at a grind size of 10. Right, this is actually the grind size of 5, right? Right, okay, let's bring it down to 0 and see what happens. Okay, now I'm assuming that the center is the setting I'm going for, so this is now at 0. I think I sort of realized that by having the switch here, right, every time I know somehow it reminds me to put the cup back before I turn the switch, because this inconvenience actually make me realize that I have to put the cup here. Whereas for the niche, right, sometimes the switch is so convenient, I can just flip on the switch and the coffee ground will just come out before I actually put the cup there. So I'm not too sure whether this is actually intentional, but at the start I mentioned that the position of the start button is kind of awkward, but now I think I get why the position of the button is here. Okay, so now it's at 0, so let's try. Oh, okay. Okay, I think at 0, nothing is not much is coming out. So I think that is really the smallest it gets. Right, so let me try to go back to 5 and see whether it can blow out. Okay, let me take a look. Interesting. Okay, let me do it again. Let's get it down to 0. I can see, I can hear the beans being grinded, but there's not much coming out from the chute. Okay, that shows that's probably the smallest you can get, right? Yep. So I think today's is a video that shows you the difference, the grind size at the different setting, right? So that you know roughly what is this grinder capable of, right? It can definitely grind very coarse to very fine, right? And the grind, I can say that it's actually very consistent. So the next video I'm going to do will probably be tasting the coffee, right? Because I want to see whether how capable this DF64 is in making drip coffee. So that will be my next video. I'm going to compare the kind of drip coffee made by the flat burr done by the DF64 and the conical burr done by the niche. Right, so thank you for watching today. Yep, today is slightly boring because I'm just checking out the grind size. Hope you have enjoyed this process with me. Remember to subscribe to my channels, right, like my videos, and share my videos with your friend who are fellow coffee lovers, right? So thank you for watching, and yep, and don't forget to ring the bell, right, for to stay updated on my future video releases. Right, so thank you once again and see you very soon.